Welcome to Wealth Creation Series, where we learn and grow together with one goal, the goal of creating wealth. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to this channel. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about uh, General Motors, which launched their newest Hummer electric vehicle, the big Hummer, and we talk about the advertisement which they have come up with the car commercial, and it's like one of the most over the top and most futuristic, and you just got to see this advertisement. After which we'll talk about Ant Group, which has raised over 34 billion, and it's one of the biggest IPOs of all time, which is to be listed on a stock market in Taiwan and Shanghai. Industrial stocks tanked after China sanctioned Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Raytheon for over Taiwan sales. Basically, China does not want Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Raytheon, which are an American defense companies, to sell their weapons to Taiwan in order to retaliate for the trade war. After which we'll see why the markets have tanked today and why is the Dow Jones ended up in red. After that, in the second part, we'll talk about the Wealth Creation Series consumer portfolio. I'll take you through each and every holding which I have and the rationale behind it and why I have allocated what percentages to which stock. So stay tuned. So GM launched a 6-minute ad for its new Hummer EV. It is trying to desperately shatter its image of I don't care about the environment to the brutally powerful but environmentally friendly and futuristic EV. With the background score from the immigrant and showing of what it is capable of, it's a totally new vehicle, and I'll just let the ad play for you to see how it looks.
It will leave everything you thought possible in a cloud of dust. The quiet revolution begins with the nearly silent all-electric propulsion system that offers 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque. And for the brave souls who dare to engage watts to freedom, the thrill of accelerating 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds. The innovation continues with the next generation of Super Cruise, a driver assistance feature that offers hands-free driving with automatic lane changing on compatible roads. And for remarkable driving precision, Hummer EV is engineered with segment-exclusive four-wheel steering to reduce turning radius and enhance overall maneuverability. But we didn't stop there. With a revolutionary new setting called Crab Walk, Hummer EV has the ability to drive diagonally for an agility no other truck can match. And full underbody armor and rock sliders help make Hummer EV ready to conquer even the toughest terrains. It's innovation engineered to ensure domination. But Hummer EV is much more than an off-road beast. From the distinctive signature of its 6-bar grille to its micro-optic welcome, walk-away, and battery charging animations, every aspect of the Hummer EV has been designed to look and act unlike anything out there. Hummer EV delivers an unprecedented combination of innovation and luxury. The industry-leading infinity roof, transparent sky panels, and rear drop glass give the Hummer EV an immersive open-air design so you can experience the world.
And again, at the end of the advertisement, they again show what all the different things the car is capable of doing, like the crab walk, the suspension lift, the power, how fast the battery is charged, how it charges, and how the rear wheel tilts, the underbody armor and infinity roof. So it's like they are targeting a very different high niche vehicle in a different segment altogether. So now let's see and compare This, along with the Cybertruck, which people say is their main competitor. So let's check that out. When you go to the GM website and look, that their highest model starts at 112,000. That is the one which has got the three motors with the 1,000 horsepower in 0 to 6 seconds in 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds. And it says 11,000 pound-feet of torque. I don't even know how they're going to achieve that numbers, but maybe there's a way they do it. Who knows? Electrical vehicles work very differently. So over here you can see the highest is 112,000. So that's pretty steep. That's like a very niche market and like a supercar territory which they are trying to target. Actually, if you go to see over here, their lowest model, which is the two motors, that is going to be available in the spring of 2040. So that's still like around 3 years in the future. But when you go over here to Tesla, you can see that their highest tri-motor all-wheel drive Cybertruck is it's priced at 69,900, which is almost 10,000 below what the Hummer is. Its starting price. So I think they compete in a very different market, and they're going to be two different kind of buyers for this. So I don't think Hummer would face any problem or competition with the Cybertruck. But if if people want to go to buy a new truck which looks totally out of the normal, looks way different, then they'd probably buy the Cybertruck. But if they want a more conventional looking four-wheel drive car, they would go for the Hummer, and if they obviously have the ability to pay for it. Ant Group to raise 34.5 billion, valuing it over 313 billion in the biggest IPO of all time. This listing would be a dual listing. One would be on the Shanghai Stock Exchange and the other one would be on the Hong Kong. Ant Group is the financial arm of Alipay, which is the premier payment mobile payment platform in China, and this is going to make someone called Jack Ma, which you already know, very wealthy, and he's going to, according to Bloomberg, they are saying that Ma's 8.8% stake in the word is worth 27.4 billion based on the stock pricing in Hong Kong and Shanghai. That'll take the 56-year-old's fortune to 71.6 billion on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, exceeding that of Oracle's Larry Ellison and individual members of the Walton families who own the Walmart. Now just think for a second how much rich this guy is going to get just because of this listing. So that's one big news. Who is imposing sanctions on Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon, which are US-based defense companies which were going to sell arms to Taiwan. China blocked the sales of these companies to Taiwan. And let's see what CNBC Business has to say about it. They're saying that Beijing said on Monday that it will impose sanctions on American companies, including Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Raytheon, that have been involved in selling weapons to Taiwan. The sanctions are just the latest escalation in the growth of tensions between United States and China over Taiwan. Even though the island has never been controlled by China's ruling Communist Party, Beijing insists that it is an integral part of the territory and has threatened to use force if necessary to assert control. You can see now that why this trade war is becoming an issue out here, and how China is trying to now take over and get back to US. Other bad news has led the Dow to close more than 600 points lower and post one of the worst days since September. The Dow closed at 649 points lower, or 2.3% down. This decline came because of, on Sunday alone, there were more than 60,000 cases reported. Everywhere in the world, there is a fear of the second global wave of the pandemic and a second lockdown. So people are anticipating the worst, along with these tensions from China, and that has led the Dow Jones to fall today. On this down is that just it's just 2.29% today. However, I feel that it might go down. My strategy is to still keep on buying more shares, but at the same time, I'm going in slow just now because I feel that there might be a correction due soon, because the elections, the coronavirus, China, the tensions from China, and the second wave of the virus, I think all of them are creating a pressure on the market, and it might go down further again if things go bad and there's another round of lockdown. But like I said, I'd still continue investing and doing dollar cost averaging. I'd probably do it a little bit slower just now, but it's not that I'm going to decide and just sell all my stocks. In part of our episode, this is the Wealth Creation series dividend growth portfolio. Over here, I'm using the M1 Finance app. Links to all these pies are available in any of my videos below. You will be able to see the updated links out here. Like if you like the brokerage, you could how you can open the account out here. It's all will be there in the below the description in this video. So what you can see in the Wealth Creation series, I have the consumer pie, which has the highest number of percentage out here. It's the biggest pie out of the lot, and that's because I feel that I like to play more safe and defensive during these coronavirus times. That's why my allocation is high. If you know that when the market fell down in March, in the month of March and April, when there was a correction, a lot of these companies went down, but then again they bounced back right up after they saw that these are the companies which people kind of flock to and went to buy, because these are consumer goods. People cannot stop eating, people cannot, these are all daily goods, and most of them. So I have selected the companies which are more defensive and pay dividend. For example, I picked up Pepsi in around March April time, a lot of it when the price fell down. Now Pepsi, as you all know, is like into excuse me, is into cold drinks and sodas and different types of foods and beverages. I picked this one over Coke, and I've selected why I did in one other video which you all can check in the on the channel. So I won't dive too much deep into it. After that, this is Disney out here. Now Disney, you can say it's more like now more focused on the tech and the streaming services, but at the time when I had kept it in my consumer part, it was more on primarily because of the movies and the entertainment which they have for the family. So like a kind of a consumer discretionary company which I had selected when the price had gone low. Then we had McDonald's. McDonald's I selected because it gave me a good dividend yield and people need to eat. And it's also a real estate company. If you all don't know that, it's not just a food company, but it's also like a real estate company. And then Costco, one of my favorites consumer retail outlets. I've been a member of Costco for a long time, and I don't think I'd ever will cancel my membership. You always go there, and you come out with more stuff than what you want to buy. They just have amazing offers. Then the next one is Walmart. Everybody has Walmart in their area. Walmart has stores, I think, next to, like, within 10 miles of 90% of the population over here in US. So Walmart is the basic place. So people can stop, probably people who want to cut down their budget might go from Target to Walmart, but I don't think there's another place where you could go lower than Walmart. So that's kind of a security, but that's one of the reasons I have Walmart. Then this one, Starbucks is more of a dividend growth. Right now, it doesn't pay a lot of dividend, but it's a very fast growing one. And you can see, or anywhere Starbucks or cafes are always full. They are always in kind of demand, where you can see people sitting down and having coffee. All Starbucks near where I see or where I live, all of them are always filled up, and there's always lines in the drive through. So I think this is something which people are not going to stop and having coffee every day. So I've allocated 7% to it. Then the other three are Unilever, Procter and Gamble, and Colgate Palmolive. All of them are basic items where you, like soap. You will have, like, Unilever gives produces like soap. Then there's Colgate, which is like toothpaste, and Procter and Gamble. Again, all of these companies are like basic consumer goods company, not very high growing or very fast growing ones, but good paying dividend deal companies, paying dividends since really long times. And that's the reason why all of them are in my consumer pie. I know this is a bit conservative one, but due to the coronavirus and the pandemic, I tend to put more emphasis on stability. So in the past year, you could see out here, according to the M1 Finance preview, that in the 1 year timeline, if the pie would have grown by over 11.38%, not a very stellar growth by far, but more stable. This pie didn't fall off way too much during the pandemic time, during the March time, but at the same time, it's not growing too fast. These are more like the safe haven companies where people need to go buy their stuff. They can't kind of cut their expenses on living and basic food and hygiene products. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Wealth Creation series, and please give us a thumbs up if you really like the content which I'm producing. Alright, so this is it for this week. I hope you liked this episode of the Wealth Creation series. I will bring in more ideas for financial success next week. If you did like the video, learned something new, or just enjoyed listening, please give me a thumbs up by pressing the like and subscribe button. I make these videos for entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed advisor. Please do your own research before investing.